Peace and blessings. Namaste to all light warriors, workers, and everything in between. It is I, Sophie, today, and originally I was not going to do a video at all today, okay, because I had a lot of last minute running around to do to be prepared for my flight. However, what I just experienced was so important that I decided to do this video right before I went to bed, okay? Be careful. I'm getting ready to share with you an experience I just went through maybe about 30 minutes ago. My little sister has a friend and her husband, and they had become godparents to their newborn child. Okay? The male met with my little sister's husband first, and since they had become friends because they worked together, the woman connected herself with my little sister to become her best friend as well. I did not know that they were going to pop up today. Interesting, the timing, right? But when they came in, I was packing up and I was straightening up and, trying to get everything together for my flight. And this woman just walks in the room, okay, with her baby. While, me and my sister was folding up clothes, she just walks in and she was very, very, very intrusive. Okay, like did not know personal space, did not understand personal boundaries. All right. And she just walked in on the room and was sitting down and just wanted to really get to know me. Now, I did not know that my sister had talked to her about me before. Okay. So when all of this happened and we were all crammed up in this little room, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, I need everybody out. I'm changing clothes. That was the excuse. The real thing was I could feel her energy and it was not good. Okay? Now, I stayed in the room during this time, and every time my little sister came back here, she came following and trying to push herself into my personal space. When I asked her to leave, the second time, my little sister guided her out and was like, look, my sister right now is busy. She's got an early flight. She'll talk to you later. Then they sent my mother. My mother comes and she knocks on the door and was like, hey, they want to meet you. And I'm going, okay, I'll be out there in a minute because I didn't want to seem rude. I go into the living room and her husband is there. I go in, I introduce myself. He don't look at me. Right? He doesn't look at me. He's just looking straight ahead. And so I introduced myself and immediately every meridian in my body was igniting. And it was flashing, danger, danger. And when I looked at this husband, all I can see was shrouded in darkness. Seriously shrouded in darkness. And it became so overwhelming that I came back into the room, I tapped in, and I immediately called my spirit team. I said, I don't know what this is. I don't like it. When I tapped in, I found out that this was somebody that participated in blood rituals, dark magic, right? So I tell my little sister, I said, what do you know about this gentleman? And she said, I don't know, but the last time that they visited, we had to sage the house. I said, okay, you're going to have to do it again. I said, and a matter of fact, I'm shaking so much, I need to go outside and get into nature. So I went outside on the patio, okay, and I began to, tap in. I began to put protection over my niece and my nephew because they're very, very young, my mother, my little sister, and her husband. I call my friend, a divine masculine, and I ask him, what can you feel from me? Like, what's going on in this house? And he pretty much confirms that, okay, we need to send some spiritual protection right now. The wife finds me sitting outside, even though my sister told her 3 times to leave me alone, finds me sitting outside and comes out there and just bombards her way to talk to me. She was determined, no matter what, to get into my energy. And she kept telling my little sister that my energy was intoxicating, okay? I need you to pay attention to this because some of y'all don't believe some of these things are real, okay? And it's very real. It's very real. And you need to know this because just like you're activating, just like you're coming into your own, so are they, okay? Just like you're coming out as, oh, I'm this light worker, so is the opposition. So she comes out there. I'm trying to act like I'm on the phone. I'm trying to act like I'm busy. She's not letting me. She's just talking and talking and talking. I can feel you. Would you come back here and teach me? Would you teach me? And I could tell that she was very, very hungry, right? There was something like she wanted help and she just was determined to get it from me. So I just told her, I said, come out and sit on the chair. And I came back into the room. I tapped in and I'm like, why is this woman following me around? Does she need help? The divine is saying, go help her. But he's not giving me too much information. I go out there, okay, and I want to clean her energy. I'm trying to clean whatever that was radiating off of the husband onto her. I'm trying to clean the energy. I can clean the energy from the outside, but I could not activate any DNA. I could not activate any chakras, okay? Everything that I was doing, I could not get her to tap into a third eye. I couldn't unlock the pineal gland. I couldn't, nothing, okay? And all she was doing was sitting there acting like she was getting drunk. As I'm trying to unlock her, okay, as I'm tapping into the divine, I found out that she was called with, she had a mission here to fulfill. She was supposed to be a healer. She was also clairvoyant, okay? But when I asked her about these gifts, she said, I can't tap into them anymore. Like at one point I had them and I can't tap into them anymore. I take my crystal, okay, and I start to try to clean her energy and it's going crazy negative, right? Like, no, 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 no. I looked at her. I said, what have you done, child? What have you done? She says, well, I had some dark times, in the past, but I've been looking for somebody to help heal me and to teach me. All of a sudden, I got a visual and I looked at her and I said, have you ever drank blood? This woman told me that she drank blood 2 times in her life, okay? One, when she was young, when she was 10 years old. She said all she can remember was when she was 10 years old, she was walking up the street and she was covered in blood. And some man found her and asked her to do a ritual and drink his blood. And she tethered herself to this man as a child. Pay attention, as a child growing up. And then when she met this new husband, he had her do the exact same thing. She drank his blood and he drank hers. I realized that I wasn't going to be able to help her at that time, even though I was trying and trying and trying. Because one of the things she also told me was that she didn't believe in God. But at the same time, she wanted me to unlock her gift. She wanted me to clean her. She wanted help, but she didn't believe in the divine. And she was a blood drinker. The reason why I'm telling you this is I'm trying to help you on your journey. I'm trying to help you on your journey to be able to discern what you can do and what you will not be able to do. All right? Now, this woman who tells me that she drank her husband's blood, okay, to rid herself from the ex's blood. And then I told her, don't you ever do that again. It doesn't work that way. You just got 2 different bloods in you, right? 3 now. Energetically, a person can have an evil entity, an evil spirit attached to them. And energetically, when that happens, it's easy to remove, okay? It's energy and energy, all right? So you can clean it, you can move it out of the way when it's just energy. But when it is in the DNA, that's something different. Okay? Pay attention for those of you who like to play in blood. I assumed because she was a white woman with green hair that she was possibly Pleiadian. I was wrong in that too. She's a reptilian. Her being a reptilian did not bother me because I knew that there were some reptilians of light. She's not one of them. She wants to be in the light. But when she drank the blood of these two gentlemen and exchanged that blood, she literally altered her DNA and blocked every spiritual gift, her own call and her own light. Not only that, but that dark husband, now he was a black man, gauges in his ears, like this big. Couldn't look at me, right? She cut off her connection to the divine. She altered her own DNA and got herself tethered with a demonic entity. He owns her. Okay? The only way to clean this type of energy, number one, she would have to disconnect from this husband, which she is not going to do now because they merged their blood and she doesn't have enough belief in the divine to even want to be open to it, so the crown is cut off. I couldn't bring any light in at all. She just kept asking, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And I did not know how to tell her, I have no idea. You've sold out. Your fate is sealed. I'm concerned about this woman. Okay? I'm concerned about this woman because I know that she was sincerely trying to get help from me. Well, maybe not. Maybe she just wanted to drink of my energy, but she followed me around so much and kept asking me and sitting down and, what do I need to do? She has tethered and fused her own genetic code with that of a demonic entity, and it cannot be severed. Now, as I'm tapping into my spirit team, and I call the High Master, I say, is this a lost cause? Like, what can be done with her? Because I can't seem to get through. She wants me to get through. She's able to feel the energy, but I can't get through. I can't unlock anything in her. The divine said, number one, that this would be very, very difficult. It's not energetic. It's genetic now. Okay? The divine said that she would have to first disconnect from her husband altogether because she doesn't even realize that his vampiric nature had pulled every bit of light from her. Even though she's smiling, she's jovial, she's not walking around looking evil, but she has no light either. She would have to disconnect from him. She would have to be open to source. And they would literally have to purge her DNA, all of that foreign demonic blood from her, which would take time. I told her, I said, I'm sorry, I need to meditate a little bit more because I don't know how to help you. She says, well, what's your Facebook page? And she wants to keep in touch with me. And I really don't think she can be helped. Okay? Why? Because she's not going to disconnect from the husband. And as long as she is stuck with the husband, doing their weird blood ritual exchanges, even if it was possible for me to alter her whole DNA, genetic code, which it was not, but say it was. Soon as she left the presence and went back with this man, what do you think was going to happen? She will not separate from this man, probably ever. They drank the blood. She cursed herself. And she's looking for help, but she's not going to receive it because she doesn't believe in the divine. And she's married to a demon that is actually flowing through her blood and her DNA. We play with things that we don't understand and then wonder why we're trapped. Wonder why things aren't going right. Wondering why you can't tap into your gifts. You can't tap into who you are. You can't see, you can't hear spiritually. This woman would not leave me alone. I have never seen anything like this in my life. Someone that determined to walk into a closed room, not once, not twice. And even when I went outside the back to hide, found me and sat there. Her stories are horrific. This was the first time I believe I've encountered this type of reptilian before. I was not shaken. I wasn't scared. I felt pity. Had she had some connection with the divine, it could have made all of the difference. She don't believe in it. She told me that she used to be a part of a coven. Okay? All witches aren't dark, right? Some of them are high priestesses. But if she's dealing in blood, she wasn't one of the light ones. In reptilian energy, some of them are very much drawn to blood. They're blood drinkers. I couldn't even imagine what that must taste like. But even worse, I couldn't even imagine what your life must be like. Being disconnected and knowing that there's no way out of it. There's no hope. Simply because you're refusing to believe in a higher power and you think it's cool to drink blood. It's also interesting the timing that they came through, isn't it? During the time where there are people that are performing rituals right now, under the moon, targeting the people of God. Don't worry. We've already put the intentions out there for everything to backfire. So have faith and have courage. Protect yourself during this time. But take the story as a warning to you. Some of you think that because you're vibrating so high and you're of light, that you will naturally repel some of these entities. Well, the husband was repulsed and repelled by me, but the wife was drawn. Okay? I keep telling you, when you are of the light, you will attract dark entities. They can't help themselves. They obsess over you. This woman was obsessive over me. I didn't even know her name until she left. The newborn, so handsome. It's the prettiest kid I've ever seen. The kid is innocent, pure, and actually of light. But I feel sorry for that child because I don't know how it's going to be raised. And I don't know what they would be willing to do with that child. But I did tell her when we were out there on that porch, don't you ever, ever drink blood again. She goes, yes, ma'am. But I also let her know that I was going to need some time because I didn't know how to tell her, I don't think I can help you. I don't think I can help you. Not in the situation that you're in. And because I know that he, who is older, okay, he's in his 40s. She's in her mid-20s or maybe late 20s. But she's in her 20s. He's in his 40s. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he bound her to him. When I say that energy was dark, I mean, it was a terrible feeling. If you are not clairsentient, consider it a blessing. Because when you feel it, it is not going to feel good in your body. It's not. I told my little sister, get them out the house. You have to get them out the house. She's trying to find a way to say, use my flight or something like that as an excuse. She wanted to wait till the last minute, and it did not stop her from finding me. There's a difference between energetic, vampiric parasites that can be easily removed by removing and protecting your energetic field than those that have it altering, switching, and permeating in the DNA. If you ever run across one of these and they tell you that they don't believe in the divine, don't waste your time. Do you understand? Don't waste your time. You will not be able to heal them. You will not be able to perform anything. You will not be able to cleanse them. They curse themselves. And the funny part about it, well, I'm not going to say funny. The disheartening part about it is, I don't think it can be reversed. Because I know she's not going to be willing to do what it takes, number one. And number two, that man has bound his wife to her. Not only in this lifetime, but possibly in others. And therefore, it's unfortunate. Be careful, light warriors and light workers out there. The things that go bump in the night are real. Those of you who have been protected from this, thank the Most High. Thank God. Okay? But those who are warriors that's called for this, understand your limitations, what you can do and what you can't. And be prepared, because before we, especially if you're stuck on a lower timeline, if you're stuck on a lower timeline, you're going to see this a lot more often. Also, be careful, light warriors and workers, of those who meet you and want to bond with you instantly. Worming their ways into your life, siphoning your energy. I think the problem, or the thing that disturbs me the most about this whole entire thing, it's not so much of what her and her husband decided to do. It's not even so much, that she used to be in a coven or anything like that. Right? These things don't bother me. The thing that disturbed me the most was that she first got introduced to this at 10 years old. So you know what that told me? That she entered into this realm to do a mighty work and got targeted early. When we say protect the children, it's not a joke. A pure soul enters into the realm of Malkut. And depending on how bright the light is, they immediately become targets. Negative energies hate to see you walk in your light. They hate to see you walk in your power. They see timelines ahead of you. They do. And when they know you are destined for something great, they start early. Why do you think a lot of children get molested when they're young? Boys and girls. It's not a coincidence, folks. Make sure you are aligned with the right team. Because for some of you, it's getting ready to get real ugly. And just as you are exposing your light, they're going to expose their darkness. It's a 10-year-old little girl, innocent, and had her destiny stolen. Those of you with small children, if you're a single parent, mothers, protect your babies with your life. Fathers too. I am Sophie. I love you all. Good night.